All right, so where we last left off, if I remember correctly, is we found a intelligent alien race. Not just aliens, but intelligent aliens. So I need you to explain to me. So I guess these are their control zones, right?
Yes.
Right. So is there some kind of reason why this one's here and this one's not attached? Can you like?
Yeah, he probably, he built a frontier outpost.
Yeah.
Either to the northeast, just coreward, or he built it, to the southwest coreward, and then colonized off of it. So rather than going contiguous like you did, that's the Bentagatherium or whatever that star system is.
Yeah.
He built a frontier outpost there, and you can see
okay.
just to the right how it has that little icon to the name of the star. That indicates that that's a frontier outpost.
Oh, that icon. Yeah, I get it. Where these ones are they're colonies that they're made?
Yep, they are star systems that he has populated.
Independent. Yeah, okay, I get it. And then I should look from my point of view how that looks similar. Yeah, so Alpha Centauri is that the one that I inhabited? No, it wasn't. It was this one.
Yes.
Or was it? I can't remember.
I don't know.
We've not. No, we set the orders to do it, but we actually completed it. We never actually did it. So that's a frontier. That's a frontier. But that's okay. I get it.
Yep.
Or maybe we did. Did we?
We looks like we colonized Sirius.
Why so serious, eh?
Why so serious?
Awesome. Okay, so a guy got promoted. Fleet battle. Okay, we had a battle, didn't we? I remember you saying that they couldn't damage our shields, but some of them did get hurt a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah, that was I want to say that was in Soyu, where the first fleet is currently stationed.
Yeah, so you, eh? Oh, you. The puns.
It looks like we are running an energy deficit. More than likely, that's because our first fleet is out in the field.
Yeah.
So they're drawing more energy than they would otherwise.
Ship maintenance, colonial costs, building maintenance, and army maintenance. Okay.
Okay. So actually, since we are in the process of colonizing, you see how Dave Prime is growing. They have like a 400%, 500% extra maintenance cost that we are paying while they're setting up.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can see that 8 energy per day, and now that's gone to.
Heavy.
Yeah, that's stopped now. Oh, I think it's because my fleet's come back home, maybe. But the energy drain's
once
gone.
Your fleet comes home, yeah. Once they hit something, something changed. I don't know if it was your fleet coming home or what.
Do you know what? I actually don't think I had the music on for the last few episodes, I think I've only just turned it on because this game seems awfully a lot more immersive now that I've got the music on. And I remember a buddy of mine saying that the music, oh my god, the music's amazing. I'm like, I don't even remember the music. Oh yeah, because I had it off.
Yeah, the sound quality for this game is exceptional. This is one of those games I always strive to have the music on. It's just so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it is. It is very kind of sci-fi-esque, isn't it?
And I think a lot of sci-fi games tend to have better sound, better music. I mean, Elite Dangerous, this game, they're just the sound effects and the sound is so perfect.
So this is a fusion power, so this is for my ships to get, I guess, faster, I guess.
Yep, so we have the fusion power plants currently. Cold fusion is the next step up.
God damn, man, we're evolving quickly, aren't we? God damn.
Well, we're getting there. I mean, it's kind of a natural tier, and since you've researched a lot of the tier 1s, you'll notice that the research costs are going up a lot. That sort of indicates that you are hitting level 3 techs.
Okay. Oh, how do we know the numbers?
So the larger the number, sort of the larger the tech tier. You'll notice that global energy management is 403. Because you've expanded out, that was a 360 tech, so that's a tier 1 tech.
Oh, I see. I get it. I'm with you now. Okay, I get it. Okay, that's right. Does that kind of give me kind of how I should play out? Does that change how I should play, or?
Yeah, sometimes if you're looking at a bunch of tier 3, higher tier techs that are kind of ambivalent, that you're not super sold on, you know, going for a lower tech, getting it super fast, and then seeing what the next level has to offer is never a bad call. You know, especially if you have some stuff that you're not thrilled with. But, you know, cold fusion reactor is really good. Another research alternative is never bad.
Okay.
And also, since this is the physics slot, and we have Bo Lu, you know, that genius, he's going to always give you percentage bonuses for whatever it is that you research.
Yeah, so he's good, isn't he? Yeah. So the research alternative, that self-evolving logic, would that mean that I get 4 choices every time I get a research? Is that what that means?
You'll get 5 choices, because I think you had something else to give you.
Oh, of course, yeah. Oh, you're right. I did start off with 3, didn't I? You're right, yeah. Okay, cold fusion. Okay, next one is society. This on. Oh wow. Okay, these are pretty self-explanatory. Remove certain kinds of terrain.
Oh yeah, that's a terrain blocker remover.
Oh wow, there's 3 of them actually. Okay, and there's another one called adaptive bureaucracy. Empire leader capacity +2, leader pool size +1. And then there's a evolved tuning.
So you're currently at your leader cap. Which isn't bad, you know, since you have a lot of things going on. You have all of your leaders filling the slots that they need to be filled. Being at cap isn't a problem. You do get a higher leader pool size, so you have more options to hire from leaders. You know, literally more additional advisor slot.
So you've got more traits to choose from, haven't you? Yeah, so you can make better decisions. Yeah, I get it.
Yep. Now, the max influence from factions is interesting, since you have a faction. You notice in your sort of outliner menu on the right-hand side, it lists that your faction is 65% happy. That's good. They are currently giving you 2.6 influence a turn.
Yeah.
That max influence from factions will increase that to be able to give you a faster drip of influence. Now, influence always has a cap of 1,000. You're currently approaching it. You're getting 3,000. You're getting 3 drip a month. Yeah, you know, that might not necessarily be something you need.
Okay.
So, since you're getting terrain blockers, you'll want to look at your colony in Sirius, the most serious of the Daves.
Yeah, what is the serious block we want to get rid of, you know? What's the most...
Exactly.
What's the one that could be done with right now that is of serious importance? How do we get into the... Is this the one, or am I going mad?
No, that's... You click
no, it's the wrong planet. It's the wrong one. It was the wrong one. So we've got 3 jungles, 2 volcanoes. Okay, so the jungle is the winner because there's more jungles. But then you can kind of decide... Yeah, the jungles, because there's almost 3. Yeah, I get it. Okay, jungles is
so you either want to look at who's blocking the most versus, you know, what tiles are they blocking.
Yeah, I get it.
Volcanics isn't really blocking much, but jungle is dropping a significant amount.
Remove a volcano. That's some serious terraforming, dude. Holy shit. Flatten a volcano.
Yeah, man, you just dump a bunch of, I don't know, aliens in there.
Get like a really, really big fire blanket, you know? Just put that baby out, you know?
We crashed a moon into the volcano because we had to stop up the volcano.
Nice meme.
They say we've gone overboard, but my god, I don't think we've gone far enough.
Okay, new research. So, building a Betharian power plant. Yeah, power plant consumes energy.
Oh, so delicious.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling because we were building. Yeah, you seem to. I don't know. You feel like you kind of... I don't know. There's a little bit more priority for energy over minerals for you. Is that something that you just seem to go for, or?
Energy is one of those things that if you don't pay attention to it, when you look up, you'll be out and you're losing like 20 a turn. It's really easy to sort of ignore because you're building mining stations. You know, you're just kind of doing your thing. And everything costs energy maintenance.
Oh, shit.
Or minerals. Probably is just going to happen over the course of the game. You know, nothing uses mineral.
I just fucked up.
What did you do?
I told him to build a research station. I didn't mean to do that. I don't tell him to stop.
Well, you can just have him go do something else or move. That'll typically cancel.
Move here.
Now you do have 4,000 minerals. You know what? It's not a bad idea to just have him go on a building spree.
Okay. I remember talking about that now. So research stations use energy over time. They have minerals to build, and they give. What do? They give a bonus, don't they?
They give you. So you notice how when you build a mining outpost, you get those 2 minerals, and every month you get an additional 2 minerals. Research is the exact same thing. It just gives you more research.
Right.
More research a month.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
So think of research actually just as another resource. You know, the tech you're researching costs 400 research.
Oh yeah, remember. Oh, of course. Yeah, it's all coming back to me again. Yeah, sorry. People are gonna get really frustrated watching this because it's like that's the third time I've asked that question.
Also, it's the third for them. It's been like 15 minutes every time you asked it, and for us, it's been like a week.
Yes, that's right. For us, it's been months and months and years. For them, it's been like an hour. You know? Okay, yeah, I get it now. So those two resources there are boosts for society and engineering, and I'm building tech to take advantage of. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, you do have a lot of research, a lot of minerals right now, and you're getting 63 a turn. You know, it costs 90 to build an outpost. Hell, man, just start building all your outposts. Also, you do have a mandate. So if it's a mining mandate, build those mining outposts. If it's a research mandate, build those orbital research stations. And you can check that from your situation log.
Yeah. That'll come back to me any minute now. Okay. So I don't need a build it. It seems kind of strange how it like gives you the option to build an outpost within your own blue zone that you already control. Like it kind of seems like a weird thing to suggest.
It is a weird thing to suggest. I mean, you don't necessarily want to do it, but there are situations, especially late game. So imagine our aliens over there who will be our enemies. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Your circle of influences are going to expand over time. When your circle of influences abate each other, they are going to push back and forth. If you build an outpost or a frontier outpost right next to the edge, it's going to push on their circle of influence.
Yeah, like culture push on Civ. Yeah.
Exactly. And since you can only build in your circle of influence, you know, sometimes you're going to have that star that you're both going to fight over. And the reason I say that you're going to be enemies is because, remember, the coalition of Viridan, I think they're called, have almost completely opposite ethics than you do. So,
yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Whatever we say to them, they seem to get really upset. What's that all about, dude?
I think it's probably because they don't understand the intricacies of the human tongue.
That's it, dude. They just don't get it. They just don't know. They don't know us, man. They don't know what we're all about, you know?
Why we have to tell them with missiles.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yes. Okay. So, this is like a throwback to something we talked about like a long time ago, but you said that each planet needs to have a spaceport built above it. Is that essential or?
Yes. Short answer, yes. Long answer is, you know, it's based on how much energy you have, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, I would never have a planet without a starport. And because starports give you additional fleet size, they have ways to generate credits. They are where you can upgrade and repair your fleets. It's never a problem to have. Currently, the new patch is going to change all of that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be on call for you when the new patch comes out.
Oh man, we can learn it together.
Yeah, man. You get an extra exclusive early peek as well.
System survey.
Ooh.
Oh man. Get all excited and I'll be like, you'll be excited and I'll be confused.
Oh man, it'll be glorious, and I'll be talking about like what I'm really most excited for in the new patch is starports. I mean, starports, you want to build them like forts in EU4, you know, where you sort of have them be places that the aliens can't go, that people can't attack you, or else they'll have to blow up this huge thing. You know, after 50 years of the game, I mean, you're almost at the point where starports are not anything but a road bump. You know, you could blow up a starport seconds in the late game.
Whoa, something just happened. We have a new storage. Resource storage is full for influence.
Uh-oh, so that means we need to spend influence. You know, it's not bad capping at influence. It's one of those things that you don't have to really spend if you got it. It's not like resources. If you have minerals or energy, yeah, man, you gotta spend that stuff.
And that's like your influence. Yeah, I was about to say your influence is your influence. Yeah. So what do you recommend I buy?
Well, we're filled up on leaders, which is the primary use of influence. The other thing it can be used for is colonizing, wink, or building frontier outposts, and both of those things I think we could really benefit from.
I'll be honest with you, I can't actually see anywhere else we can colonize. They're all got red.
Yeah, that means that they're not optimal for human existence. Like, you know, we can't breathe there, or
yeah, until
the floor is lava.
Yeah, unless we find some kind of technology to overcome that hurdle, right?
Yep. So right now, I would say our best bet is to build some like a frontier outpost or two,
I had a funny feeling
maybe
you were gonna say
to
that.
prevent the coalition of Viridin from expanding towards us, or to grab resources that we really want.
Okay. We've got a very, very interesting one here with lots of research, but then the research is not as. What's more? How would you prioritize resources on importantness?
I really love minerals. I mean, it's one of those things that you're always going to need minerals if your fleet gets blown up, or you lose some ships, or you want to build more buildings. You know, minerals are king. Energy is good, but energy you can sort of augment with buildings. So I would probably go for minerals first, and then maybe a spicy research outpost. So, you know, looking through, I would say the upper left is probably not a good place. You know, Red Genius, where you just put one, you monster.
That was an outpost, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's an outpost.
Is that not a bad? Is that a bad place? Why?
That's a good place. It's not a bad place.
Right.
But
Okay.
I think there are better places.
Okay, go on then. I'll let you steer me, guide me.
Okay. So the upper right we don't necessarily have to worry about because no one's going to expand there except for us. The lower left has some really good research.
These really ones. Oh, I see. I'm catching your drift now. Okay, so is the ring just a universal shape regardless of the star system, where the stars are drawn?
More or less, yes.
Oh, it has to be surveyed. It's not been surveyed.
So there's a couple things we see on the galaxy map. So you have your circle of influence blue. Yep. You'll notice that you have some colored protrusions. That's sort of areas that your ships have been, so they have a better idea about it than not. You know, it's not the inky blackness of places you've never been. You of course have your opponent's circle of influences, and the sort of dotted rings around the star systems that you have ships or you have stuff. That's planetary sensors. You don't know 100% of things that are not in your planetary sensors. So if the enemy were moving fleets about, you might see their icon, but you wouldn't necessarily know what's in it. When those ships enter those sort of dotted ring around your star systems, that's when you'll know 100% of what they have.
Okay. Oh wow, I'm like debris now.
Yeah, so it looks like there's a construction ship we need to send to research those.
Yeah, I was a bit confused on that because it's usually a research ship usually sent to do those little mopping up.
Most of the time it'll be research ships, but every now and then it will require a construction ship or a military fleet, depending on what the nature of the project is.
You establish a colony in Dave Prime in the Sirius system.
Dave Prime!
Right, dude. Okay.
Alright, so we established Dave Prime, and we also found out that the Red Prophets have a starbase somewhere that really needs blasting.
Okay.
That's what one of those pop-ups were. Okay, so if you click on the Starport tab on Dave Prime, it'll say, hey, there's no Starport here. Would you like to build one?
Yeah.
The answer to that is always yes.
It says initial Starport module is required.
Yep. So you have to choose what kind of weapons you want that Starport to have. The initial module is sort of its weapon type.
Cool.
You can only choose missiles currently, which isn't a problem.
And I can't clear any of these tiles because I haven't got the tech for them. Okay.
Yep, not yet.
When it comes down to special materials like Betharian stone, is there a special building for that, or?
Yes, you would build the Betharian power plant, which you are currently researching.
Oh.
You'll have that research accomplished before that guy finishes.
Okay, shit, okay. I get it.
Yeah, you do. So Dave Prime is going to be an excellent example of how to sort of grow a colony. And we'll talk about that once we have the Betharian power plant online and running.
One thing that when I first had a cheeky look at this game and I had a little play around and press some buttons, I didn't. I felt like when I inhabit a planet and look at a planet, I felt like it should have been a little bit more visual. And this kind of like checkered board of buildings and population, it makes me lose some immersion a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely an abstract way to handle the idea of, you know, how many colonists do you have on this planet? Like 1,000,
Yeah.
a million? Like how many little Daves do these little guys represent?
It looks like there's an Asian guy, there's a black woman. That's it. That's the only two. They're gonna repopulate the planet.
Yep, they're gonna do it to it. That is something they're addressing in the next patch. They're
really it just
immersing with the tile.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's nothing wrong with it as a game mechanic perspective. It just doesn't feel very immersive, you know. Everything feels big and large, and then suddenly you go on a planet and there's 6 people, and I'm like, what?
Carl Sagan's little speck of dust.
Ooh, a quiet, dark black hole.
I think, you know, my biggest issue with planet tiles is that it feels unoriginal. You know, that's something that we have seen on every 4X-based game. Mu, Master of Orion 2. You know, any 4X-based game has been like, here's a planet. Here's a little tile on the planet. This is where you put something. All right, cool. Ooh, the quiet dark.
Yeah, is that a black hole?
That is a black hole, a land of introspection.
Ooh.
Now, black holes typically have a science outpost that you can build that will tend to give you a lot of physics. That one is no different. It has 5 physics for a single research outpost. That's pretty meaty.
Okay.
All right, we have a science ship that's sleeping.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where to put it.
Oh, we do have a Howleys, new alien race. We do have that level 3 anomaly. There's still a couple research projects we can send them out to do.
Yeah. Juggling so much stuff here.
Oh yeah, I mean this game really does give you the faster you sort of grow, the more it's going to throw out at you. You can drip grow or grow tall, and you're not going to get as much. But you know what? You gotta do it live, and you're doing great. So the alien barracks requires a science level skill 3 or higher. The mining restoration requires, what was that? I'm looking at your situation log. It requires, I think, 2 military ships. All of the precursors are going to require science dudes. Red Profits, I think you're going to have to destroy the shipyard with, of course, the first fleet. If you look in the situation log, each of those entries will tell you what's required of it.
Okay. Buys military ships. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, this is so. At this point in the game, I've just reached a point where it's like you use different kind of ships to do different things. Okay, so that's throwing me off a little bit.
So remember when we initially blew up the Red Profits is their first sort of splinter fleet that flew off of Dave.
Mm-hmm.
We had to send a military ship to investigate it because they were boarding the disabled ship to sort of investigate to see what was going on. So every now and then they'll throw out a special project that requires something different that's kind of contextual to the situation, but that'll usually be clued in on in the little pop-up. Sometimes it'll just be like, hey, this is randomly requiring a scientist.
Ancient manufactory. Ancient aliens. Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh my god, George Tsoukalos was correct all along.
Damn. Engineering facility gives research, robot, armor,
the robot races.
Component afterburners. Okay, so let's have the conversation about robots then. So what do they do? What are they? What are they all about?
So, populations grow normally. Once one of your populations has finished growing, if there's an empty tile on the planet, you'll start growing on that with another pop.
Mm-hmm.
Robots are population that you can build in addition to your organic population, which grows. Robots are good for one thing out the gate: mining. They are awful at anything that is not mining, but if they are mining, they are kings of the soccer field, mining minerals.
Oh, I see.
They have a maintenance cost of energy, whereas normal populations kind of have a maintenance cost of energy, but it's much less significant than robot maintenance.
The bigger battery.
Robots can also be on any planet. You can put them on any planet because, they're robots. Whereas you have to breathe, what Daves breathe. Robots don't.
I see. So it shows the penalties there, doesn't it? So it says engineering output minus 80%, physics output, society output. How do you build them? Do you build them through the pop menu?
Yeah, so when you're on the planet menu, where you could choose to, if you selected a tile, like you would be building a building there, you would have the option at the very top of that menu to say, build a robot.
Robot. Cool. We'll research and have a little play, because I think that's something we need to experience.
Yeah, and your options were not the best. Armor was pretty good, but robots have a place.
A little robot. Cool, that's awesome. Ooh, what's this? Prism Fleet, and they're like insanely strong.
Oh, what are we looking at?
Ruby Storm.
Oh, so that's a crystalline entity. If you are familiar with Star Trek: The Next Generation, there was a season 1 sort of plot line where they encountered a crystalline entity and it was a big issue and yada yada yada. They sort of introduced that, not directly analogous in Stellaris, but they do have crystalline entities. They are stronger based on their color on the spectrum, and also they like to swarm.
Okay, I've just got some ancient manufacturing, and it says, "Oh, it's excellent. I gained +2 Betharian stones, +2 minerals, create a mining station." And the other option is Betharian refining, +20% refining, create a station.
Okay, so this is either going to give you a Betharian stone on that planet, or the Betharian that you're already sort of mining will be more efficient. I would actually choose the efficiency bonus here, because Betharian is not something you can manufacture, but it's something that you can discover.
Okay.
So I think being more efficient is better than just saying, oh, hey, there was a Betharian here all along.
Yeah.
If you choose the Betharian was here all along, it's just a Betharian stone.
That's cool. I kind of got that drift. It looks like the bonus is a long-term investment.
Exactly.
I'm curious about. So I don't know those. So they're more like space animals again. The ones that we just saw, those spike things.
Yeah, kind of. Except that they aren't animals. They're flying minerals who are jerk faces.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Did you ever notice that everything in space is awful and wants to kill you?
Yeah, I know. What's that all about, dude? It's like nature.
I know, right? Man, it's scary.
Nature's spooky. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Okay, that sounds good to me. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I think I need to go faster because right now we are.
So let's take a look at Dave World and see if there's anything we can build on Dave World.
Yeah, I had a really quick look, and it didn't look like there was. There was just like gaps to build research bonuses, but we kind of avoided those for a while.
Yeah, we did avoid building the science buildings. I think you still have the option to build just a basic science building. With that said, you can always pre-build. So, since we know that each of those last 3 tiles are going to have science dudes, just building the basic science lab on each of them is not a bad call.
Okay. Basic science lab. It says there's an exclamation mark that says, with the current income, your buildings will stop running efficiently. Oh, it's because our energy is not doing very well at the moment. It would kind of not.
Precisely.
Okay.
That's not an issue. I mean, you have a pretty good surplus of about 3,000.
That's gonna last me years.
And that can be. Yeah, and that can be remedied as soon as you build the Betharian power plant, as soon as you build some of those empty, some of those empty mining outposts that you can build on energy, resources, and space, etc.
Okay, cool.
One of the things I like to do is when you have a world like Dave, where there's only like 1 or 2 slots left, I just pre-build everything and
yeah,
go into it.
I was just about to do that, and I was just hesitant from doing that. I was just didn't go ahead and do it.
I mean, when you hit like middle game and you're swimming in resources, I will often build like 10 or 12 buildings ahead of time, because as long as I have the energy to pay for them, it's ultimately not going to matter.
What about my second planet? Do you think I should start
Your second planet is gonna be a little tricky. I would start pre-building the Betharian power plant where the guy is growing.
Yeah, I haven't got that research yet.
I think actually you did finish it.
Oh, it says it requires planetary administration on planet. What does that mean?
That means there are not enough people on the world to build some of the cooler buildings.
Okay.
So you notice how your main sort of outpost has that gray up arrow in the upper right-hand corner of its planet tile?
Yeah.
That says, hey, I can be upgraded, but I currently don't have the prerequisites for upgrade. As soon as you get 5 people on your planet, you'll be able to upgrade and start building the cooler buildings.
Okay, right. Sorry, run that by me again. Whereabouts that icon?
Sure. So, on Dave Prime,
yeah,
you have 2 buildings. You have the person who's there and the person who's growing.
Yeah,
the person who's there on their tile in the upper right-hand corner of that very little tile where Black Dave is.
Yeah, sorry, I'm at view species. No.
Yep. So you see that little gray, in the corner of that tile.
The little.
Oh, you just hovered over.
Oh my God, you're killing me. The little gray.
Are you colorblind? It's a gray arrow on that tile. Okay.
Oh God! Do you know what, dude? This is not the first time I've struggled to spot that. Okay, yeah, I see it. So at least so it requires 5 pops. You know. Yeah, I get it. It's all come to me. Yeah, I get it now. I get it. Yeah, I'm with you.
There is a mod that I do personally use that turns those colors into like things that are impossible to not see.
Yeah, why the hell is that? Yeah, that's an issue. That I'm surprised they've not patched that, because this is the second time in the series that I've actually had that problem too.
Yeah, but so that's indicating, because it's gray, that it can be upgraded. You don't have the 5 pops. So at this point, we're just sort of waiting for dudes to grow.
Yep, cool. Awesome. That's fine. That makes sense to me.
And you have a science ship that's sleeping.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it, bah. I'm on it.
I'm gonna whip you into shape. You got a science ship that's sleeping, and you can see that both Dave and Dave Prime aren't building anything, which means that the starport we built on Dave Prime is finished and can be upgraded, because we have 2 additional levels of space.
Good. Whack that on. Awesome. Do colony ships require pops on the planet you're building them from?
They do not. Let me say this in a way that makes sense. It requires a pop to be on that planet. It does not put that population on another planet. That's actually a separate mechanic called migration.
Okay. All right. Okay. I was just thinking from the Civ mechanics. That's all.
Yeah. It is dissimilar from the Civ mechanic, where you actually take one of your population from that city, they get on a cart, and they roll out. In this, it's just enough population to sort of grow. It does not pull. You will see people migrate, and if that happens, we'll talk about migration. Okay. Ultimately, just realize that if you have a planet that's full and a planet that isn't full, you'll have people who be like, oh, I want to go to a place that isn't full. Prices are better.
Okay, we can clear dense jungle now, and we've got new research. So we have the ability to reveals resource of Pytharian dust. He adds food. Dust, food. Yeah, I get it. Biodiversity studies. Okay, that's a science lab again. Naval capacity plus 10%. That could be pretty good. Oh, actually, we're at 22 now. Okay, yep. I just shut up.
Yeah. Since you did grow that you built that spaceport, that did increase your naval capacity.
Cool. Remove blockers. And yeah, okay. I'm going towards
naval capacity is never a bad choice.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, that's good.
You know, that's a passive bonus that will be better the more you play.
Is there a... So what I'm thinking right now is I clear the tiles on the planet that I can get rid of, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that a bad thing? I mean, I'm just spending resources, right?
It's not bad. Exactly. It does cost a... It does go into the build queue, so if you were actively trying to build buildings... You
need to be thinking about that. Yeah, that's fine. No, that sounds good.
Yep. But since you have actually no buildings to build because you're still growing, this is the perfect time to clear spots.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. No, I like that. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's exactly a lot. Perfect. Awesome. Let's go fast again.
Hey, did you know that you can build destroyers now?
Yeah, I remember researching that. Is that something I'll just eventually scrap my old fleet and build them ones?
Um, there's two frames of mind. Whenever I unlock a new ship size, any excess fleet space I have, I just fill up with that new size. So since you have 6 spots available, I would build a couple destroyers to fill up to the 22.
Cool, I'll do that soon. Okay, so my Emerald just died. We've got an adaptable.
No.
I know. Unyielding. So we've got adaptable or unyielding.
A vacuum adaptable is okay. Unwielding is additional hit points. Hit points aren't bad. Experience is pretty good on admirals, so I would probably, in this case, choose the youngest admiral because we'll have them for longer.
Oh crap! I didn't go for that one. I went for the oldest.
That's fine. Ultimately, it's even.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so let's go to Dave again. Dave, surface armies, spaceport. Okay, so we can build destroyers. Has the word auto next to it. What does that mean?
Okay, if it says auto, that is indicating. Let me catch up to where.
Yeah, I understand what this is now. This is basically telling me that it's not a custom design that I designed. It's basically one that's auto-generated from the game, isn't it?
Correct. That could be either the auto template or auto update. Both are not optimal. I like to always choose when to upgrade, when to update, and to design my own templates. So, rather than build all those destroyers, let's go back into the ship designer.
Awesome. One sec.